What if everything we know is only a fraction of what humanity once understood? What if entire sciences, philosophies, discoveries were not lost to time, but destroyed, deliberately, across history? Wars have not only taken lives, they have erased memory itself. Libraries burned, scholars killed, civilizations silenced, and with them, knowledge that may have changed our world forever. Tonight, we uncover the wars that didn't just destroy cities. They destroyed human knowledge. In the ancient city of Alexandria stood what may have been the greatest intellectual center in human history, the Library of Alexandria. It wasn't just a library. It was a global archive of human thought. Scholars from Greece, Egypt, Persia, India gathered here. Inside its walls were hundreds of thousands of scrolls, covering astronomy, medicine, engineering, philosophy. Some say even knowledge far ahead of its time. But knowledge is fragile, and power often fears it. The destruction of the library wasn't a single event, but a series of wars, starting with Julius Caesar in 48 BCE, when fire consumed parts of the city. Then later conflicts, religious tensions, political purges, until one day it was gone. Imagine the scientific discoveries, the lost philosophies, the forgotten technologies, all turned into ash. What if Alexandria held ideas we are only rediscovering today? In the year 1258, a catastrophe struck the heart of the Islamic world. The Mongol army, led by Hulagu Khan, arrived at the gates of Baghdad. At that time, Baghdad was not just a city, it was the center of the Islamic Golden Age, a place where science, medicine, mathematics, and philosophy flourished. At its heart stood the legendary House of Wisdom, a place where ancient Greek texts were translated, where algebra was born, where astronomy reached new heights. Then, the invasion began. The city fell, and what followed was not just massacre. It was intellectual annihilation. Books, thousands, millions, were thrown into the Tigris River. Legend says, the river ran black from the ink of destroyed knowledge. Think about that. Centuries of human understanding reduced to nothing. In days, what theories, what inventions, what future breakthroughs were drowned forever. While Europe was still emerging from the Dark Ages, another intellectual beacon was rising. In Cordoba, under Islamic rule, Cordoba became one of the most advanced cities in the world. It had public libraries, street lighting, medical institutions, and a culture of learning unmatched in Europe at the time. But history shifted. The Reconquista, a long war to reclaim Iberia, brought destruction along with conquest. Libraries were dismantled, manuscripts burned, Arabic scientific works lost or scattered. What survived was often translated, but much disappeared forever. Knowledge that connected civilizations was replaced with division. In ancient India stood one of the world's first universities, the Great Nalanda University. A center of learning for over 700 years, students came from across Asia to study philosophy, mathematics, medicine, logic. Its libraries were so vast, it is said they burned for months. In the 12th century, invading forces destroyed Nalanda. Monks were killed, texts were burned, and centuries of accumulated knowledge vanished. Another library, another civilization's memory, erased. These were not accidents. They were patterns. Across history, knowledge has always been power, and power is often threatened by knowledge. Destroy the books, and you control the narrative. Erase the past, and you reshape the future. From Alexandria, to Baghdad, to Cordoba, to Nalanda, humanity didn't just lose texts, it lost possibilities. We often think progress is linear, that humanity moves forward, step by step. But what if that's not true? What if we've had multiple peaks, followed by collapse? What if ancient scholars discovered things we are only beginning to rediscover today? Lost medical treatments, forgotten engineering methods, philosophies that could reshape society, gone, not because they were wrong, but because they were burned. Today, we store knowledge in clouds, servers, digital networks, but the lesson of history remains. Knowledge is never truly safe. It must be protected, shared, preserved, because when knowledge is destroyed, humanity doesn't just lose its past, it loses its future. The question is not, what did we lose? The question is, what are we losing, right now, without realizing it?